Notting Hill Carnival celebrates cultural diversity, drawing crowds nationwide. Meanwhile, protests against asylum policies highlight growing public discontent. A major defence strategy announcement signals a shift in national security priorities. The asylum appeals system is set for an overhaul, aiming to streamline processes. These events underscore the dynamic nature of United Kingdom headlines today. Nationwide protests are erupting across the United Kingdom, challenging the current asylum seeker policies. Concurrently, a major defence strategy announcement is reshaping national security priorities. Meanwhile, the asylum appeals system is undergoing a significant overhaul, aiming to streamline processes and improve efficiency. These developments are pivotal in shaping the United Kingdom's domestic and international policy landscape. More than 1 million attendees gather in West London for the Notting Hill Carnival, Europe's largest street festival. This 3-day event celebrates Caribbean, African, and Brazilian cultures, with parades, steel band competitions, and food stalls. Monday's Adults' Day parade features groups like Bajan Raw Liquor and Maz Africa, culminating in a 72-second silence at 15 hours. The Metropolitan Police deployed 7,000 officers, utilizing facial recognition technology, sparking civil rights concerns over its accuracy for women and people of colour. Kensington and Chelsea Council cleared 150 tons of rubbish post-Sunday, anticipating 300 tons for the weekend. Organisers face funding challenges, jeopardising the carnival's future sustainability. Anti-immigration protests have sparked a national debate, with demonstrations in cities like Bristol and Liverpool. Counter-protests by anti-racism groups have led to significant police intervention. The High Court's ruling against housing asylum seekers at the Bell Hotel in Epping, Essex, has intensified tensions. The government plans to appeal, aiming to close all asylum hotels by the end of the current parliament. The United Kingdom asylum system faces immense pressure, with over 100,000 pending applications. The average processing time exceeds 6 months, exacerbating stress for applicants. The government spends approximately $4.7 million daily on hotel accommodations for asylum seekers. This financial strain highlights the urgent need for a sustainable solution to manage asylum applications efficiently and humanely. Protests against asylum seekers have instilled fear, especially among children in hotels. Many asylum seekers report constant anxiety and hesitate to leave their accommodations. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper plans to phase out hotel usage, stressing the legal duty to provide housing for those at risk of homelessness. Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Strategic Defence Review marks a historic shift, being the first by a Labour government since 2003. Led by Lord Robertson, it emphasises war-fighting readiness as the primary mission. The government commits to unprecedented defence spending, accepting all 62 recommendations from the Comprehensive Assessment. The United Kingdom plans to elevate defence spending to 2.5% of gross domestic product by 2027, with a potential increase to 3% in the next Parliament, contingent on economic conditions. By 2035, national security spending is set to reach 5% of gross domestic product. This strategy includes $6 billion savings through efficiency and workforce restructuring, aiming to stimulate economic growth and employment. The Royal Navy is advancing a hybrid fleet with aircraft, drones, warships, and submarines for North Atlantic patrols. The Army aims to be 10 times more lethal by integrating artificial intelligence, long-range weapons, and drone swarms. The Royal Air Force introduces new F-35 jets, Typhoon fighters, and autonomous aircraft. Russia is identified as the primary threat, advocating a North Atlantic Treaty Organization, first, but not North Atlantic Treaty Organization only strategy. Israeli airstrikes on the Nasser Medical Complex in southern Gaza killed at least 19 people, including 4 journalists. This attack has sparked international condemnation and highlighted the dangers faced by media workers in conflict zones. The deceased journalists were Mohammed Salama, Hussam al-Masri, Mariam Abu Daga, and Moaz Abu Taha. The international community has condemned the hospital strike as absolutely horrifying and unconscionable, according to Olga Cherevko from the United Nations. The Israel-Hamas conflict is notably perilous for journalists, with 192 media workers killed in Gaza over 22 months. Israel's media access restrictions compel reliance on Palestinian journalists for coverage. The Dutch government faces a deepening crisis as Geert Wilders' Party for Freedom Party exits the coalition over immigration policy disputes. Foreign Affairs Minister Casper Veldkamp resigns amid disagreements on sanctions against Israel. The National Security Council Party's departure leaves the People's Party for Freedom and Democracy and Farmer Citizen Movement with only 32 of 150 seats, complicating governance ahead of the October 29 elections. Franco-Italian relations are strained after Matteo Salvini's derogatory remarks towards President Macron, prompting France to summon Italy's ambassador. Meanwhile, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz focuses on foreign policy, aiming to strengthen the Weimar Triangle with France and Poland, despite ongoing trade and energy disputes. European stock markets faced a downturn, with the Stoxx 600 index down 0.3%, Germany's DAX falling 0.5%, and France's CAC 40 dropping 0.4%. Denmark's Ørsted saw a 15.5% decline due to halted offshore wind projects. Conversely, JDE Peet's surged 17.2% after Keurig Dr Pepper's $15.7 billion acquisition announcement. Foreign-born workers, making up 9% of the European Union labour force, have driven half of its growth over 3 years. Christine Lagarde highlighted that without these contributions, Germany's gross domestic product would be 6% lower than 2019 levels. Despite this, political pressures could restrict future immigration, impacting economic growth. The United Kingdom, France, and Germany are prepared to reimpose sanctions on Iran if nuclear negotiations stall. They may activate a snapback mechanism to reinstate previous sanctions. Iran's parliament, led by Manouchehr Mottaki, hints at withdrawing from the nuclear agreement if new sanctions are imposed. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot stresses urgency amid military tensions. The proposed sanctions on Iran include a global weapons embargo, financial restrictions targeting Iranian institutions, and reinstated limits on nuclear technology transfers. These measures follow discussions in Istanbul between E3 representatives and Iranian officials, with Iran's parliament likely to oppose renewed nuclear program restrictions. The Notting Hill Carnival exemplifies Britain's multicultural vibrancy amid immigration protests, underscoring societal divisions. The United Kingdom's defence spending reflects heightened security concerns. European coalition governments face internal foreign policy and immigration challenges, revealing democratic fragility. The killing of journalists in Gaza underscores media risks in conflict zones, raising accountability and information access issues. The complex challenges facing Europe highlight the resilience and fragility of its political systems. Maintaining democratic institutions, press freedom, and humanitarian values is crucial. The international community's response to Gaza, European government stability, and immigrant integration will shape the continent's future.